and I actually got a 50 on my first essay. It really took a toll on my mental health as well. Actually dealing with a lot of rejection at the time. I found myself getting back into really bad habits again. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below for more of this kind of content. I'll definitely be focusing more on uni content now in these coming months that people are going to start uni and be returning. I'm basically giving loads of tips, so you don't want to miss that. I basically wanted to come on here and share my experience of second year because it was an experience and show you that, you know, everybody's experience is so different. I'm gonna split my year between like academics and then like the social aspect. If you want, I can put the timestamp, so if you prefer to hear a little bit more about the social aspect and like what I kind of suffered with this year, then yeah, you can skip forward to that. A divided opinion when it comes to, is there a gap between first year and second year? Some people will tell you that no, there is not. It's literally like nothing compared to A-levels to year one uni, but in my opinion the gap was huge. I know there are other people who have definitely found this as well. I went into second year with really high expectations of myself. I was like, okay, managed to secure a pretty okay 2-1 last year, so surely second year, you know, I'm gonna know what I'm doing this year. I'm gonna get so much better. Reality, the first couple of months back at uni were a massive shock for myself. I don't think I was prepared for the amount of like workload, expectation, and also like the massive emotional roller coaster. I found that the professors were giving you like less content in lectures, kind of on your own in terms of like coming up with ideas for essay. The start of the year I was getting really low essay grades, and I was so frustrated because I really wanted to start hitting the high range of marks on essays. I don't know why, but I just couldn't grasp what they were looking for, and it came in a really harsh way, but you know, I learned. Basically what happened was I had a German violence module and I actually got a 50 on my first essay on that module. I got 50, which is scraping a 2-2. Never got a grade in my life at uni so low. I was doubting myself so much. I was so disappointed in myself and I was so confused. It really took a toll on my mental health as well. It really played with my mind. Like, I found myself getting back into really bad habits again. I'm talking about back to really bad habits. I mean that in first year I had these similar occurrences where I would really, I wasn't depressed. I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was really down. I would miss lectures. I would like shut myself from the world. I would stay in my room, like curtains closed, cry, and basically just kind of want to give up at times. Whilst this didn't happen as much like in my second year, it was happening a little bit more frequently than I would have liked it to. At that point, I think what was more difficult as well was that I was actually dealing with a lot of rejection at the time, applying for internships and stuff, and I was getting rejected everywhere, which is something that people don't talk about enough, because sometimes I know it can seem like everybody's got amazing opportunities. I mean, like, sadly that didn't happen for me, and I felt like for a long time, and sometimes I still do, that my life is on hold. Like, everybody's lives is moving forward, mine is staying the same. Like, trying to reassure myself that there is no specific timeline. I at some point did feel like it was never going to get better, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail second year. Like, a lot of people had got really low marks in that module. The professor, she was kind of like new at how the UK uni system works and the expectations of us. I found her lectures were very like scattered, very unorganized, including her seminars. So kind of wasn't my fault, but at the same time it was my fault for not reaching out for help. I've learned the hard way that it's definitely worth asking for help if you feel stuck with an essay or if you have no idea how to approach it, because say I had perhaps asked her, perhaps I would have got a little bit better. After I did go and see my academic advisor, and I actually did meet with my professor, and I asked her, I was basically like, okay, I need you to try and guide me so I never get this kind of grade again and I can become a better learner. I think, you know, I did mature in a certain like way, because before I would have kind of just blamed her. But I was like, if I keep blaming her, I'm never going to improve and like kind of grasp what they're expecting of me this year. And when I finally like started taking the advice on board and the feedback, I started getting better grades in my essays, not just for that module but in other modules. And I actually got one of like my highest grades like back from one of my essays, and it was like a 72, and like the professor was really impressed, and I don't know, it was kind of like a massive grade glow up, but I learned the really harsh way. And talking on the subject of the jump from first to second year, I definitely found that this year, if you wanted to get like the 2-1s, the first especially, like you definitely had to put so many more hours than in first year, much more weekends spent in libraries, afternoons, like using every moment you can to basically try and squeeze like more secondary reading. So grateful that I got a 2-1 in the end, because it did come with a lot of pain and a lot of like blood, sweat, tears. You know, I did doubt myself at one point if I'd even be secure in a 2-1. The social aspect, which also was a massive emotional roller coaster, which is why I keep like repeating it, because the whole thing was like a roller coaster. It had like high moments, low moments, you know, all right moments. And I wouldn't like to say that second year was all bad, you know, there were definitely some highlights. This year I lived in a house with 5 other people, compared to last year, which I lived at college accommodation, which like you're basically surrounded by people all the time, whereas now, you know, I chose the people I lived with. I found that living in a house suited me better. Cook my own meals, like I'm very fussy when it comes to food, like I like it well cooked, like well seasoned, and college food was not. You know, it was kind of nice in the house that I felt very comfortable with everybody. We'd have a conversation or like watch a movie together, or you know, sometimes we'd go out like as a house and like have meals. We even went to Edinburgh, a couple of us from the house, and it was such a nice time. Of course, there were some drawbacks to this, because I felt so comfortable with the people I was socializing with at home. I kind of stopped trying to make friends out of my house, if you get me. Normally this wouldn't be a problem if, for example, I was continuing to live with these people, or you know, I was going to still see them next year, but they'll be graduating and I'm actually going on my year abroad this year, so they'll be way gone when I go back. The not scary thing, but kind of like made me think, was that I wouldn't really have many people that I know. I wish I had made a bit more of an effort to kind of socialize outside my house. You know, I had high hopes that this year as well that I'd take part in more societies, but there were many factors why this didn't happen. My timetable was horrible this year, because I had twice a week 5 p.m. lectures. I would get so knackered, so tired, like when I got back from these lectures, and sometimes I'd still have work to do and stuff to catch up with, and you know, I was in no place to be kind of like going out to like socials and like participating in like projects. The fact that we basically chose a house that was cheap, because you know, we're students, like we're not loaded. We wanted something that was around like 103, 105 a week, and we did find that. And the only problem is, the cheaper you get, the further away from the campus, like uni kind of area you get. So basically I would walk half an hour every day from my home to my lectures, and then that'd be another half an hour to walk back. I would be so exhausted by the time I get back, because basically Durham is very hilly, and where I lived was in Neville's Cross, and there was like this really steep hill. So if you watch my day in the life, you can see there's like a really steep hill going down, and sometimes I would climb that up, and it was exhausting. And I think definitely in my final year I'll try and live a lot more closer, like you do pay for what you get. That's one thing I kind of would recommend, like try and live as close as you can, like that's in your budget, of course, because you do end up just spending it on other things like Ubers or like food when you're out, because you can't bother to go home. One thing that I am proud of is, though, I did start getting much closer with people on my course. So last year, like I don't know, I find it kind of sometimes difficult to like establish friendships with people. I don't know, I'm a little bit socially awkward sometimes. Kind of like improved with that, and I started making a lot more of an effort to like talk to people and get to know them. And although I didn't really participate in much, I did do like some things that were a little bit on my comfort zone. So I did do a little bit of volunteering, and I also wrote an article for the Palatinate, so that's the Durham student newspaper. 100% recommend writing for them if you're interested in like journalism. And I also did a photo shoot for the Durham Uni, so if you want to like see it, I'll put it here. And that was kind of cool actually, because we actually got a £20 Amazon voucher, and they were like, oh, you're natural, whatever. But I wish I'd had my hair in a different hairstyle, because my face looks massive now and I look bald. So yeah. Some other highlights of the year, so like winter ball, so we went for housemates to winter ball. That was amazing, absolutely loved winter ball. A couple of formals as well, which was really nice. All in all, like second year definitely taught me a lot about myself. taught me a lot about uni, work ethic, and I kind of proved to myself I'm a lot stronger than I think I am. These lessons I've learned in second year, you know, I'm getting so much better with like my essays and like the way I'm learning and reading, and I'm getting a little bit better with socialising and keeping in contact now. But I have really enjoyed my time so far at Durham, I can't lie. I wouldn't take it back or anything. I absolutely love Durham. 100% recommend it if you were even considering applying. If you've enjoyed this video, I know I've gone like a little bit off topic at points and I've gone a bit like deep in. I wanted to give you kind of an all-rounded point of view, and I wanted to kind of show you that things do get better at uni, especially if you don't think they will get better. They definitely have my low moments, but I definitely have some high moments as well. I'm really excited for my year abroad. Don't forget to stay tuned as well, because I will be uploading more on my year abroad and what I'm doing to prepare for it, what I'm going to be doing, how I'm feeling. Like, there'll definitely be some amazing vlogs. Hopefully make lots of friends. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe again. Hope to see you soon. Bye guys.